My name is Dr. Arthur Hartman. I am 63 years old. I spent my entire medical career looking into the eyes of scared, older patients. I told them their blurry vision was just a normal part of getting older. I told them to just accept it. And I spent 30 years not knowing something that changed everything when I finally found out. Let me tell you what happened. I watched my patients suffer. I watched them wake up with dry, scratchy eyes. I watched them struggle to read a menu. I heard them tell me about the terrible halos around headlights when they drove at night. They were scared of losing their driver's licenses. I just nodded and wrote them a prescription for stronger glasses. But I was wrong. I was letting them go blind slowly because I did not understand how to feed their eyes. Every year after you turn 60, the proteins inside your eye lens get a little more damaged. And here is what I never told my patients about those proteins. They were made before you were born. Your body made them once in the womb. It never made them again. They have to last your entire life. And every single year they take more hits. They clump together, they stick together. They slowly turn the clear window of your lens into something cloudy and foggy. That is exactly what scatters the light instead of focusing it. That is what your blurry mornings are. That is the foggy film you blink and blink at, but it never quite clears up. I felt terrible when I finally understood this. By the time most people sit in my exam room hearing the words age-related progression, that protein damage has been quietly building up for 20 or maybe 30 years. But nobody connected those dots for you. I'm going to connect them right now. Today I'm going to show you 6 specific seeds. These are seeds sitting in your local grocery store right now. Each one contains compounds that directly feed the exact protective system your eye lens proteins are starving for. I have ranked all 6 of these seeds from least effective all the way up to the one that performed best across every single category I looked at. And I need to warn you about number 3 right now. The way most people are eating it, their body is absorbing almost nothing from it. Stay with me. Before we get to the seeds, you need to understand what is happening inside your eyes. Because once you see this, you will understand exactly why these seeds work. You will understand why what you have been doing probably was not enough. Here is the thing about your eye lens that almost nobody knows. It has no blood supply. I do not mean a low blood supply. I mean zero, none. Your lens is completely cut off from your circulatory system. There is no fresh oxygen coming in. There is no repair crew. There are no replacement parts being shipped in by your blood. It is completely on its own. It runs on its own internal chemistry for your entire life. Let me explain that chemistry. The compound that runs it is called glutathione. In a young lens, glutathione is absolutely everywhere. It is some of the highest concentration found anywhere in the human body. As long as your glutathione is high, your lens proteins stay clean. They stay separated. They stay completely clear. Light passes straight through. Everything looks sharp and perfect. But here is what published research confirmed. It is what almost nobody in my field is talking about. In your 50s, a physical barrier starts forming around the core of your lens. We call that core the nucleus. That barrier completely cuts off the glutathione supply to the very center of your lens. That is the exact spot where the most damaging cataracts form. Your lens core starts running out of its primary protection, and it happens while you still feel completely fine. You have no symptoms whatsoever. But without that glutathione shield, your lens proteins start to break down. They unfold, they clump up, they scatter incoming light instead of focusing it. I used to look at a patient's eye scan and say, "This is just aging." And I was right about the process. But what I did not tell them is that this process is directly influenced by what you eat. The glutathione loss, the protein clumping, the oxidative damage spreading through your lens, all of it is controlled by specific antioxidants and fatty acids. It is controlled by compounds inside 6 simple seeds that most people walk past at the grocery store and never think about twice. Cataract surgery is the most performed surgery on Earth. I have sent hundreds of patients to get it. Researchers calculated that delaying cataract onset by just 10 years could cut its incidence in half. Half. And almost nobody is talking about the dietary compounds that support the biology that makes that delay possible. That is what today is about. I would never let my own parents get eye surgery without trying this protocol first. Let's start with number 6, sesame seeds. And before you skip ahead, there is one thing about sesame seeds that nobody tells you. It is costing you a real portion of what these seeds actually contain. You see, sesame seeds have zinc in them. Your retina strictly depends on zinc. It needs zinc to activate the enzymes that protect your photoreceptors. It needs zinc to pull vitamin A from your liver directly into your eye tissue. Sesame seeds also have copper. They have vitamin E. These are real nutrients. They are real eye-supporting compounds. But here is the big problem. Sesame seeds are loaded with something called phytic acid. Phytic acid does one specific thing inside your gut. It grabs minerals. It grabs the zinc, the copper, and everything good inside these seeds. The phytic acid binds it tightly before your gut wall can ever absorb it. And the whole package passes straight through you into the toilet. You chew it, you swallow it, you feel like you are doing something healthy. But a meaningful portion of those minerals never enters your bloodstream. The fix I use takes 3 minutes and costs absolutely nothing. I dry roast them. I put them in a pan on medium heat for 3 minutes until I start to smell that warm, nutty aroma coming up. That heat chemically breaks down the phytic acid. It unlocks the minerals inside. Now your body can actually absorb what you paid for at the store. I put a small handful of toasted sesame seeds on a salad or on my eggs. It costs about $2 a month. But honestly, I have to be clear with you. Sesame seeds are just a floor. They keep you from losing ground faster. They are not turning anything around. The seeds higher on this list are in a completely different category. I give sesame seeds a score of 3 out of 10. Now for number 5, pumpkin seeds. And this is the one that is going to bother people who have been eating them for years. Pumpkin seeds have 2 things inside them that Harvard researchers confirmed go directly to one specific part of your eye. Not the whole eye, just one specific part. The macula. That is the very center of your visual field. It is the part that handles your reading, recognizing faces, and driving. It handles anything you look at directly. It is the part that usually goes bad first. Those 2 compounds are lutein and zeaxanthin. Decades of large-scale research linked a higher intake of these 2 carotenoids to a significantly lower risk of macular degeneration getting worse. I was amazed when I learned this. Your macula is actually yellow because of these compounds. It concentrates them on purpose. Your eye is literally designed to collect them. Pumpkin seeds also have more zinc per ounce than almost any seed you can buy. So, here is what is going to bother you. If you have been eating pumpkin seeds out of a bag, whether they are roasted, raw, or salted, you have been getting maybe half of what is actually inside them. Because pumpkin seeds carry even more phytic acid than sesame seeds do. And until you break that acid down, the lutein, the zeaxanthin, and the zinc stay locked up. They pass right through you. The preparation I use is almost insultingly simple. The night before I want to eat them, I get a bowl of water. I drop my pumpkin seeds in. I squeeze half a lemon into the water. I stir it. Then I leave it on the counter for 8 hours while I sleep. The citric acid from that lemon chemically breaks down the phytic acid coating. When the morning comes, I drain them. I rinse them. I eat them exactly as they are. Sometimes I dry them in a low oven. It changes everything. I give pumpkin seeds a score of 4.5 out of 10. Number 4. This is the one that genuinely frustrates me because almost nobody in medicine is talking about it. Hemp seeds. While everyone argues about flax versus chia, hemp seeds are sitting right there on the grocery shelf. They deliver something no other seed on this list can match on its own. Let me explain. Your retina is neural tissue. It is the exact same type of cells as your physical brain. It has the exact same vulnerabilities. And those cells are extremely sensitive to chronic, low-level inflammation. When inflammation reaches your retinal layers, the cell membranes weaken. The signal transmission slows down. Your vision starts degrading in ways that no standard eye chart in my office ever catches until the damage is already permanent and real. The single most important nutritional factor in controlling that eye inflammation is the ratio between two types of fat in your body, omega-6 and omega-3. Modern diets run that ratio somewhere between 15 and 20 to 1. It is overwhelmingly omega-6. Researchers believe the human body runs best somewhere close to 3 or 4 to 1. That massive gap creates a low-level inflammatory environment throughout your entire body. That includes inside your eyes, every single day. I was terrified when I realized my own ratio was terrible. Hemp seeds have a naturally occurring omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of exactly 3 to 1. No other common seed you can buy at a grocery store comes that close to optimal. I read a large meta-analysis reviewing 19 randomized controlled trials. It included more than 4,000 patients. It confirmed that correcting this fatty acid imbalance produces measurable reductions in the inflammatory markers that drive dry eye disease. It fixes the chronic burning. It fixes the dryness. It stops the gritty irritation that gets worse as the day goes on. I give hemp seeds a score of 7.5 out of 10. Number 3. I warned you about this one at the very beginning of this video. Chia seeds. And specifically, I am warning you about the way almost everyone eating them right now is getting almost nothing from them. I did this wrong for years. Here is the biology first. Your retina is built from a specific fatty acid called DHA. It is not partially made from it. It is built from it. DHA makes up a major structural portion of the tissue your vision actually depends on. And when DHA is chronically undersupplied by your diet, that tissue starts to break down. The cell membranes weaken. The structural integrity of your retinal layers erodes quietly over the years. Chia seeds are one of the absolute richest plant sources of ALA. That is the plant version of omega-3 that your body converts into DHA. A large meta-analysis confirmed that omega-3 intake measurably improves tear film breakup time. That is the scientific measurement of how quickly your eye surface dries out between blinks. When that number is low, every blink feels incomplete. That is the burning. That is the grittiness. That is the something in my eye feeling that never goes away. And here is what I didn't understand then. Here is what has been completely wasted for millions of people. If you eat chia seeds whole, sprinkled into your smoothies, stirred into your oatmeal, or swallowed as a wet gel, the outer shell of the seed resists your digestive enzymes. Those seeds pass through your stomach largely intact. You absorb only a tiny fraction of what you consumed. You are eating the package, not the contents. You know what surprised me most? You have to grind them. I use a cheap coffee grinder for 10 seconds. And they must be ground fresh. Do not buy a pre-ground bag from the store. Once a chia seed is cracked open and exposed to the air, those omega-3 fatty acids start oxidizing immediately. A pre-ground bag sitting in your pantry may have lost most of its potency before you even opened it. I grind them myself that morning, right before I eat them. And I didn't know it at the time, but you must pair them with fat. DHA is fat-soluble. Without a fat source in the exact same meal, your absorption drops significantly. I put a tablespoon of coconut oil in my smoothie, or I use a drizzle of olive oil. Sometimes I use half an avocado. Any quality fat will work. Same meal, same time, freshly ground with fat immediately. Within 1 to 2 weeks, most of my patients notice the morning dryness is much less severe. The day does not grind against your eyes by the afternoon. Structural retinal support takes 60 to 90 days, but the surface relief can come fast, sometimes within the first week. I give chia seeds a score of 8 out of 10. Number 2. This one surprised me most when I finally went through the deep research. Freshly ground flaxseed with avocado. Flaxseed has more alpha-linolenic acid per gram than any other plant source on planet Earth. It has more than chia, it has more than hemp, it has more than anything else on this list. 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flax delivers roughly 2,300 milligrams of plant omega-3. Chia only gives you about 1,700 for the exact same amount. Every single day that difference compounds in your eyes. I studied the Women's Health Study. It is one of the largest long-term nutrition studies ever done. It followed close to 40,000 women. It found that higher dietary omega-3 intake was significantly associated with a reduced risk of dry eye syndrome. Flaxseed is the most concentrated way to get that intake from what you eat. But the avocado is not optional. As I mentioned, omega-3 fatty acids are fat-soluble. The monounsaturated oleic acid found in avocado has been specifically identified in nutritional bioavailability research as one of the most effective fat sources for improving fat-soluble compound absorption. That avocado is not just a side dish, it is the key unlocking the flaxseed. I follow 2 rules for this. Both are non-negotiable. Rule 1. Grind it fresh that exact morning, not the night before, not from a pre-ground bag. Put whole flax seeds in a coffee grinder for 10 seconds right before you eat them. Rule 2. Eat it within 15 minutes. The clock is running. I put 2 tablespoons of ground flax on half a ripe avocado every single morning. The only reason this is number 2 is because the top seed does something flaxseed simply cannot do. It delivers an antioxidant your body actively regenerates inside your lens for hours after a single serving. I give flaxseed a score of 9 out of 10. Finally, number 1. The seed that topped every single category for eye health. Raw, unsalted sunflower seeds. I eat them with a quarter of a ripe avocado and fresh lemon juice squeezed directly over them. All 3 together, every single morning. Sunflower seeds carry more vitamin E per ounce than almost any food you can walk into a grocery store and buy right now. 1 ounce, which is just a small handful, gives you close to half your daily recommended intake of alpha-tocopherol. That is the specific form of vitamin E your body absorbs and puts to use first. And vitamin E is not just general nutrition for your eyes. It is highly targeted. It sits specifically inside the membranes of your lens fiber cells. Those are the very cells housing the proteins made before you were born that can never be replaced. The vitamin E sits there like a guard. It intercepts the oxidative damage before it ever reaches those precious proteins. A meta-analysis published in Public Health Nutrition pooled data from multiple clinical trials. It found that dietary vitamin E intake was significantly associated with a reduced risk of age-related cataracts. The protection was strongest in the lens nucleus, the deep core, where the damage accumulates the longest. Now we need the avocado. Vitamin E is fat-soluble. Without dietary fat, a substantial portion passes through your body before your eyes can ever use it. The monounsaturated oleic acid in avocado is the optimal delivery partner. Without it, you lose most of the benefit before it ever reaches your eyes. But the lemon. The lemon is the mechanism that puts this specific combination above everything else on this entire list. And I want you to understand exactly why. When a vitamin E molecule neutralizes a free radical inside your lens, which is its entire biological purpose, it gets oxidized in the process. It gets used up. It is done. Normally, it is completely finished. Vitamin C changes that completely. Research on the interaction between vitamin C and vitamin E has confirmed something amazing. Vitamin C takes that spent, oxidized vitamin E molecule and reduces it back to its active form. It regenerates it. Your 1 serving of vitamin E keeps working actively and continuously for hours instead of minutes. 1 dose, 1 meal, recycling itself inside your lens tissue over and over again. You are not just delivering a temporary antioxidant. You are building a system that sustains itself inside your eyeball. That is exactly why this combination sits above everything else on this list, and it cost me less than 85 cents a serving. Here is your exact protocol. I want you to write this down right now. Take 1 ounce of raw, unsalted, shelled sunflower seeds. Take a quarter of a ripe avocado. Take the juice of half a fresh lemon. Squeeze the lemon directly over everything. Eat all 3 of them together. Same meal, same time, every single morning. Look at the label of your sunflower seeds. There should be exactly 1 ingredient: sunflower seeds. That is the only thing that should be there. If there is more than 1 item, put it back on the shelf. Here is what consistent daily use actually feels like. I felt this myself. In the first 3 days, the heavy, gritty, tired feeling my eyes carried by the evening started to ease up. That feeling I had started thinking of as just what old eyes feel like after a long day in the clinic. It lifted a little. By the end of the first week, my morning blurriness softened. The fog, when I first opened my eyes, cleared a little faster. By 2 to 3 weeks, I was reading medicine labels, my phone screen, and menus in dim restaurants much easier. I was doing less squinting. Everything was sharper at a close range. By 90 days, the halos around headlights at night started calming down. My contrast improved. Colors looked slightly more vivid than they had in years. I have seen some of my patients go back for their eye appointments, and their optometrist quietly notes that the numbers did not move the way they expected them to. 90 days is the structural window. Dry eye relief comes much faster, sometimes within the first week, but the deeper lens work takes time. I do have one strict caution for you. Sunflower seeds are relatively high in omega-6, 1 ounce per day. That is the maximum dose, not 2 ounces, not a full cup, 1 single ounce. More is absolutely not better here. I give this combination a perfect score of 10 out of 10. Here is your complete daily protocol to follow. Every single morning, start with your foundation. 1 ounce of raw, unsalted sunflower seeds, a quarter of an avocado, and half a lemon squeezed over everything together. That is non-negotiable. During that same morning, add your omega-3 layer. You can use 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds on yogurt or in a smoothie. Or you can use 2 tablespoons of freshly ground chia seeds with a fat source. Use hemp if you want zero prep. Use ground chia if you want a higher omega-3 concentration. Pick one of them. Be consistent. 3 to 4 mornings per week, add your deep layer. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed on the other half of that avocado. It must be ground fresh. It must be eaten within 15 minutes. Weekly, do your macular maintenance. Use soaked pumpkin seeds prepared the night before in water and lemon. Drain them in the morning. Put a small handful on your yogurt or a salad. There are 3 huge mistakes that will completely undo all of this hard work. Mistake 1. Drinking coffee or tea within 90 minutes of eating your seeds. Tannins in coffee bind to the zinc and minerals and physically block your body from absorbing what you just delivered. Drink your coffee after, always after. Mistake 2. Eating this in the evening instead of the morning. Fat-soluble compound absorption is measurably better in the human body during the morning window. Eat this in the morning, every single time. Mistake 3. Stopping after 2 weeks because you have not seen dramatic, miraculous results. Dry eye symptoms respond within days to weeks, but structural lens protection is a 60 to 90-day process. The research on vitamin E and cataract risk was measured over 18 long months. Stopping at 2 weeks is like planting a tree, coming back 3 days later and deciding that trees simply do not grow. Please, do not stop your prescribed medical treatments without talking to your doctor. These seeds support your natural biology. They are not a magic replacement for your medical care. Here is what I want you to do right now, not tomorrow, today. Before you close this video, grab a piece of paper. Write down 3 vision complaints. Write the exact things bothering you the most right now. Rate each one on a scale from 0 to 10. Put that piece of paper somewhere safe. You will find it in 30 days. Tomorrow morning, start with the sunflower seeds, the avocado, and the lemon. Just that. 1 ounce of seeds, a quarter avocado, and half a lemon every morning. And if you want to do this alongside other people who are taking their vision back, drop the words Day 1 in the comments right now. Just those 2 words. Come back in 30 days and tell me what changed for you. Your vision did not decline in a week. It will not rebuild in a week. But the proteins inside your lens are desperately waiting for the raw materials that can slow this down. The local grocery store has everything on this list. It costs less than $1 a day. Start tomorrow morning. I felt scared when my vision started going, but taking action changed everything for me. I want that for you. Would you like me to help you build a grocery shopping list for this entire 30-day protocol?